Welcome to DIU Escape Room Reviews. I got it in the first shot this time. I'm down.
Prize. I'm Phil.
That is Phil. And we're here to do escape rooms. Review them.
Review them.
And I had to screw up somewhere. This is now episode 9. Previous episode I said was 7. Look for 8. I screwed up. Previous episode is 8. This is 9.
Look for it.
Hey, you know what? We're not perfect. We're going to talk about Room with a Clue out of Woolkit, Connecticut. No,
Watertown, Connecticut.
Always got to screw up something.
Big blooper reel on this one. Big blooper reel.
Yeah. I apologize. Lord, I apologize. Starting pygmies in the beginning. Please don't sue me later, the cable guy. Anyway, Room with a Clue, Watertown, Connecticut.
Great place.
It's pretty funny too because I just drove by the place.
Oh yeah?
Today, as of this, before we recorded this, I'm working in Watertown. So, we're right around the corner from there, and I drove right by it. So, and now we're reviewing it, and I screw up the town.
Damn you.
Anyway, these guys, they're in an old factory.
Yeah.
Not
the easiest place to find.
Not the easiest place to find.
With GPS, not the easiest place
Well,
to find.
with GPS, it wasn't too bad, except for the fact you got to go between buildings to get to
right.
it. Okay, but it took you right to the driveway.
Right.
Which is good. And there was there was a sandwich board out there, I think, that said escape room or room with a clue with an arrow. But, at nighttime, that's kind of hard to see. Anyway. This was up also on the second floor. And, it wasn't, it was a cleaner, old factory look. They're trying to freshen up. Not these guys, but probably the owners of the place.
I think they're trying to
freshen it
sell
up.
off units.
Get some tenants in there and whatnot. But, because we've seen some other ones that are a little bit dingier and this, that, the other. But, aside from that, owners of this is a husband and wife.
Great people.
Great people. You're right. 100%.
Had some good conversations with them.
Yeah. Even let us push our, the last room we did, because we did 2 rooms, and then we went back a couple weeks later, we did the last room with friends of ours. And they let us push the date, or the time back, either 15 or 20 minutes, because we really wanted to do this room, but we also really wanted to do that last room, the other place we were at.
Yep.
And so, we were only 15-minute difference, but because of the booking times, it would have been whatever, but they let us do it. And it was, believe it was the last booking of the night anyway.
Yep.
And it was a Friday night, so I'm sure they wanted to get home. But thank you for doing that, guys. But again, they have 3 rooms. They have one called the Slasher, one called the Setup, and one called Dr. Demento. And they are, but they aren't tied together.
That's what I was going to say. It's a series, but they're not.
There's
you don't have to do them in any special order.
There's elements of each room in each room.
Right.
References, I should say.
Right.
But you don't need to do these rooms. You don't need to do a certain room to go do a different room there. I mean, they're all separate rooms. We started out with the Slasher, I believe it was. Yes.
No.
Yes. Slasher.
Setup.
No, Setup was the second room we did. Was it? Or Slasher? Well, let's see what each room is. See, this is why I got my cheater.
I'm pretty sure the Setup was the first one we did. And the Slasher was...
You could be 100% right.
The Escape.
Again, here comes the blooper. Slasher has spent many years in prison. Okay, you're right. The Setup we did first. You're predictable. You landed yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're right. The Setup was the first one.
I'm always right.
The Reaper was right. So we were set up. Apparently, I think it was a girlfriend or somebody. Somebody was kidnapped, and we had to find all the evidence that was we had we had to find the evidence to prove that we didn't do it.
And prove who did do it.
And prove who did do it. You're right. This room, I believe, was very well done.
I love this room.
This room was a very, very good room. It was.
This is my favorite out of the three that they have.
I agree. I agree with that. This room, the setting was a 17 or 18-year-old's female.
Well, it was a female's
It was a
bedroom.
female's bedroom, but I'm gonna say it was
I wouldn't say that young. It was about,
18.
they were dating and
They
going
were?
on trips and everything else.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
You're right. All right, so it was
Always
a female's
right.
bedroom. Yeah, he's always right. What are you gonna do? Shit happens. Oops. So that's
Blooper reel.
a blooper. Mother loving real. You guys are gonna love this one, hopefully. Right, and you had to find all the clues and find all the evidence and find out who actually did the kidnapping. We beat this room. I thought I took a picture of it, of the time. It was like 3 minutes left. I want to say it was like 2:55 we had left on this, because this one had the timer had a screen in the thing. I want to say we beat that one, and then and I think we were one of the few two-person teams to beat it.
Yeah.
That's what we're finding out a lot more now too. The more rooms that we're doing, is that we may not be beating like this. A lot of the places have record times or their Hall of Fame leaderboards. We're beating the rooms. We're not making leaderboards. We're not even looking to make the leaderboard. Really,
Right.
we're just trying to have fun. But we're finding out that these leaderboards or big groups of people are beating these rooms. And here we are, two people, and we're not trying to be conceited and whatever. But here's two people that just like doing them, and we're beating them, two people. And these are 4 to 6 person rooms that we are beating. And we got some recognition, not last week, the week before,
Yep.
with it, which was cool. I liked. We'll actually review that room probably after we do the second room.
You know, it's one thing to look at the leaderboard and to see team whatever beat the room in 23 minutes. But you don't know how many people were in it, and you don't know how many clues they got
Right.
to do it. So there's people do the leaderboards. If there's a way to say team whatever beat it in 23 minutes, but they had 8 people and they used 5 clues, as opposed to this team did it with 3 people and didn't use any clues.
Right.
You know, in my
It took
mind,
longer.
that's a big difference.
Right.
You know.
Right. Their clue delivery system was through the television, I believe. Right?
Yeah, I believe it was through the monitor.
Or was it walkie-talkies?
No, I believe it was through the monitor.
It was through the monitor?
I believe all their rooms were through the monitor.
Okay. Alright. I'll say yeah. This room, this was a one room game, but a very good one room game. I don't like a lot of one room games. I like trying to find a hidden door. It just gives you something else to look for. But this for a one room game was a phenomenal game. I have maybe one criticism on it, and that would be, well, which is usually your criticisms. This one here was the actual combination lock, like the locker locks. This time I didn't like it. I don't know if it was just the lock was a little
Having a
stiff
little old.
or something, but it was cool because it was the first time we ever saw symbols instead of numbers. I did like that. It's the first time we saw symbols on a combination lock. But I think it might have been either a little old or something or whatever. But that would be like really my only gripe.
What I liked about this was the first room that we ever did where you had to find the clues to get out of the room. You had to we were looking for the evidence.
Right.
And you had to find these 3 pieces of evidence to get out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first one where you actually it wasn't just solving puzzles, it was finding something.
Right. It was finding
Evidence.
Finding more than one thing. Like we've done, like the North Carolina where we had to find the gold.
Right.
or the chalice thing that we had
Yeah.
found.
Yeah, this was finding 3 different separate pieces in 3 different parts of the room,
Yes,
and I like that.
I did too. Actually, we did that too with the one in Torrington. That's the way it was too. You had to find stuff, but we only had to find one thing. But anyway, we'll review that at another time too. But again, this was slasher. Very
Setup.
or setup. Blooper reel. This was just DIU escape room reviews, bloopers. Sorry, room with a clue. From Watertown. Watertown.
The town of water.
Yeah, the town of water. So, yeah, the setup. Some of the ways you had to find what you found and had to use in order to find other clues was really done well.
Right.
I'm trying not to give anything away because I really would like to say this one thing, but I'm not.
And I know what you want to say too.
Yeah. And then having to use that in order to find something else. It was very well done. Very well done. And
This is another room where it's a good example of listening to the story ahead of time
yes.
to get clues in that story, which part of what that leads up to what you were trying not to say.
Right. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
you really, these companies that do it, that spend the time to make up that backstory ahead of time, are a step above in my opinion.
Right. And we did this room a little bit later. I think it was like a 7 o'clock room or 6:30 room. I think their last booking is like 8:30 or something. But so it was getting towards the end of the day, and the lady who told us the story, our game master for that room, was very energetic about telling. Like she was very energetic about telling us her story, this, that, the other thing. Come to find out is that she's the one who designed the room.
Right.
So she's very proud of this room, and
she should be.
She should be. She very well should be. At that point, that was like room 22, 21, somewhere in that area. And so out of the 32 rooms that we've done so far, that is a very, very well done room. Highly recommend doing that room. If I could do it again, I would, but I kind of remember most of the answers. So
I would do it again. I don't care. I have a bad memory.
So, scale. Anything else you want to say on it?
No, I just, I agree with you. I just think that everything was very well done. There's a lot of little things in the room where a lot of times you get caught up in the big picture, and there's a lot of things, tiny things, that if you could see them would make it easier. And a lot of times you get caught up in the big picture, and
Yes.
but I think it's a great room. I think it's one of the better ones that we've done. I think it's the best one out of the 3 here that they do.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, what do you got?
4.
You got 4 on that? I'd like to say 4. There's really, except for that one little stupid thing that I said before, this is a 4-star room. This is a 4-star room.
All day.
Very well done. Just like what we said earlier.
And for being a 1-room puzzle,
Yes. 1 room.
getting 4 stars, in my mind, says a lot.
Yeah, it does. Because there's not too many 1-room games we've played lately. Kind of try to stay away from it. When I first walk into a room, and I the first thing I look for
Is a false door.
Is a false door, hinges, something. And when I walk in and I don't see it, I get a little upset. I get a little depressed until we find it. And then it's like, whoa, that was a surprise. But yeah, 4 stars. I'll give it 4 stars all day long. So after that, of course, Bill's like, you got another room ready? It's like,
Same question.
Yeah? Really? You want to do another room? Let's do it.
Do it up.
Do it up. DIU. So we did the slasher. I got it right this time. This one, prisoner escapes. We have an hour to capture him, I believe it is, and before he gasses the place. Spoiler, I will spoil this. The prisoner captured you, and you have to escape in order to capture him. That's the spoiler.
That's a good spoiler.
I'm not. It's the story. This room, there was a lot of puzzles in this room, and to me, it was a very tough room. I mean, he told us it was going to be a tough room for 2 people, but we take on all challenges. So we did not win this room. We got gassed, and that was cool. I'm sorry, it was cool. We got gassed. That was really cool. But to me, some of these puzzles, I just seemed like there was a lot of puzzles, like just too many. Because we still had quite a bit to go before we got gassed.
I don't think we're that far off.
You don't think so?
No, but there is a lot of puzzles. Out of the 3 rooms, this is my least favorite. I did like the room.
Right. I like the story.
I love the story. I love the ending of it.
Right. But this room, you definitely needed 3.
This had the kind of puzzles that I don't like, though, where it's a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
It's a lot of going through files and a lot of, reading little fine details. And I'm more of a, hey, this symbol and that symbol.
Right. Right. And we understand why people do these puzzles. They want you to actually concentrate and try to solve harder puzzles and whatnot. And instead of saying, hey, G equals 6, O equals freaking 9. So, you don't always need that.
What was nice about these puzzles, though, and again, I'm not a fan of these kind of puzzles, what was nice about them as all the ones that were there did fit the theme.
Yes.
They all were something that would be in that office that we were in.
Right.
We were in a warden's office.
Warden's office, right.
And everything is something that would have been in that office.
Yes.
And nothing was out of place.
Yes. Right.
Which is the reason why I do like the room.
Right. I agree. And he did, like I said before, he did tell us it was going to be a harder room for 2 people. And I agree. You need 4 people for that room. I've suggested 4 people for that room. I forget how many they could fit in that room. Probably, I think up to 8 or 10. I think is how many you can book.
You could probably do
8, but
yeah,
I don't suggest any more than 4. Maybe your 5th person, maybe, but that's any team, any room, doesn't matter. Yeah. It was probably my least favorite room too, out of the 3. It was a good room, like you said, but my least out of the 3.
Yeah.
Again, we lost. We got gassed. Did like the way it ended though. That's a first. I've never seen that before.
Incredible.
I've never seen that before. So I'm not telling you to lose, but
I am.
Okay. So, but on a scale on a 5-star rating, what do you have?
3.
I agree. I'm going with a 3. Maybe if we had the couple more people, it might have been higher up, but yeah, a 3. And not to say the 3 is bad, but do the room. It's still a fun room.
It's a great room. It really is. They're owner operated business.
Yes.
And they're very proud of what they did, and they should be, and they love to talk about it, and they're very, very friendly people.
Right.
And
they'd love to talk to you all day long when you're done, because we talked to them for a while afterwards, and we had that's what made us want to come back for the last room. And the last room, he did tell us at least 4 people. Bring 4 people, because you need 4 people for that last room. So a couple weeks later now, so we're both in agreement with a 3. Again, it's that one's the slasher with the room with a clue in Watertown. 3rd room, we brought 2 guys that we've been doing rooms with for 3 other rooms anyway with this clan. It was Gary and his brother Fred, and we kind of gelled. We did the first 3 one place. We did the first 3 together. We gelled the last room, really gelled at the last room. And then, so we did that last room. This is the first time I think we ever did 2 rooms well, with them anyway. We did 2 rooms in one night.
Right.
With them. We've done back to back a couple times, but so we went from Torrington and drove all the way back to Watertown. And again, thank you, Room with a Clue, for holding us, letting us push that another extra 20 minutes or 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was, to do Dr. Demento. This room was a fun room.
This is hard to do without giving away spoilers.
It really is. We'll tell you it is a 2-room game because it is right off the bat.
Yep. And you do need more than 2 people.
You need at least 4 people to do this room. I'm just saying that right out here. You need at least 4. I think he even told us we need at least 4.
Could have done it with 3.
Probably, but they also.
There's no way in hell doing it without 3.
Oh no, there is none. There is no way. There is no way. I mean, right here.
Well, I mean, there's always a way.
Right. Right here, it already says, warning contains some darkness. And it does. This is on their website, so what you got to do is find Dr. Demento's journal. We had 4 people, again, you, me, Gary, and Fred. And somehow one of the props broke.
A major
thing. What happens is that because there are some it does contain darkness, they actually take your cell phone away from you and any change you have. Because they don't want to have you lose change while you're trying to use your light on your cell phone, because they don't want you to use it. So a prop breaks, and they actually offered us either a refund or to come back at another time and do the room again, or give us the cell phones and we could use the light.
Right. Which was to give you 3 options like that.
And we said, you know what, we're here. We don't know when we would drive back out this way. Not that you live that far, but with where I live and where Fred and Gary live, it's a little bit of a ride to come out to Watertown.
And he was extremely
apologetic
yes, about it.
Yes. So we said, no, give us your cell phones. We'll, we won't take pictures. Of course, you can't take pictures inside the rooms. Well, just give us your cell phones. And honestly, cell phones didn't really make a difference whether we had them or not. I mean, it did, but with the other light source that we had to use in there, us using our cell phones didn't really make a difference. Like, if what broke
didn't break.
Right. The cell phone light was the same. So, but this was a very challenging room, right off the rip. It was a very challenging room. You're in the lobby, or the waiting room of the doctor's
office.
Is where you start, and when you walk in, there's one little light, and I'll tell you this right now, there is a TV screen with the timer on it. That's the only light in this room. I will tell you that. So it was
when they say there is darkness.
You're right.
There is
darkness. There is a little bit of stumbling, so you want to be careful in this room. But this one had puzzles I still have yet to see anywhere else.
Right.
And what you had to use to do these puzzles, I've never seen before either. This room was a lot of firsts for me. Again, we're maybe into 21, 22 rooms at this point. Which, I mean, from what I understand, talking to other people, 22 rooms, I guess is a lot of rooms for people. Because I guess your casual person does a room here or there.
There seems to be people that have done a couple. There seems to be people that have done
more.
Hundreds. And then there's like a small group that's like around, in the middle, like where we are.
Right, where we are. But this room was a very tough room. We were getting there though. We were getting there. We didn't have.
We worked as a team very well.
We did.
This is a room.
This is where we really came together.
This is a room that you need to work as a team. If you can't work as a team, this is not a room to do.
Right. And we're getting down to the wire. We beat this room. We
did.
beat this room with 23 seconds left.
We thought we lost it.
Gary gave up. He gave up at 30 seconds, started walking to walk outside until we hit that last lock. He came running in like like the Flash to claim victory. And that's exactly what he did. He went in, grabbed that journal, victory. And for the one person who gave up and claims victory, I was like, you son of a bitch. But we won. And we worked as a team. And that was actually the first time Gary's ever, given up. He's there right to the end, and he's trying to get it done. He doesn't stop. And I think it's because it was the first time he's ever done 2 rooms in a row, and his head wasn't there anymore.
Plus, the second room you're in, actually both rooms, but the second room you're in, the puzzles are, I think they're just next level puzzles.
But they were good.
They were very good.
They were good.
They were very good. They weren't your average, just match this to this and it's going to happen. Right. It was a lot more thinking involved, a lot more matching different things all around the room.
Immersive wise, too. I mean, you had to get into his doctor's office, into the examination room.
Yep.
It was very good. It was very well done. The lobby, or the waiting room was very well done from what we could see because there really is no light.
Yeah. It was a great exam room, a great lobby. Everything was the way it was supposed to be.
It looked very, very good. Immersive wise, you felt like you were in an examination room.
Definitely.
And you felt like you were in a closed doctor's office waiting room when you first walked in. So that was good. Like I said, we beat it with 23 seconds left. We used some clues, but I don't think we asked for. I don't remember if we asked for any or if they just kind of nudged us along. We may have asked for 1 or 2.
I think we asked.
But and they nudged us along. So I mean, it was a tough room. Don't get me wrong. But you definitely need at least 4 people to do this room, in my opinion. I don't know. Oden, you got anything else on the room?
That's all I got.
Give me your rating.
4.
I'm going 4. It was
4 all day.
Immersive wise, it was right there. Puzzle wise, it was there. Not over the top either. They were fun puzzles.
Yeah.
And again, the firsts. So you guys got a 4. So really, that's it, man. That's freaking Room with a Clue in Watertown, Connecticut. It's on Echo Lake Road. Look for Sandwich Board and you'll see. You can drive right in.
Down a little alleyway?
Yeah, a little alleyway. Park. 2nd floor. Follow the signs.
Plenty of parking?
Yeah, there is. There's quite a bit of parking. And then you can grab something to eat right up the street. There's a lot of nightlife over there afterwards. So, again, Room with a Clue in Watertown, Connecticut. Thanks for watching DIU Escape Room Reviews. I'm Dom.
I'm Phil.
That is Phil. And we'll see you for episode 10.
10.
Mother 11, 10, guys.
Yeah.